Hi, welcome to episode 46 of GrandLine Grinders podcast, and it's a short week. I mean, it's technically Easter when we are recording this podcast, so hopefully you guys had a great weekend and had a nice. Some of you might have a nice 3-day weekend, depending on if you work in an office job or not. But so today we're going to be talking a little bit about the ban list that happened last week, what our thoughts about it are, what changes think it might make to the tier list, and that's kind of all we have for today. It's a pretty short one. He also is not feeling the best right now, so it's probably best that this actually is kind of a smaller stream, a smaller podcast. So, other than the fact that you're feeling a little under the weather, how else are you doing today?
Sorry, guys. A little raspy. Very sore throat at the moment. Overall, though, pretty good. Had a chill Sunday. My mom, I didn't make it over to my mom's house for like Thanksgiving dinner because she has like weird story, but like long story short, my nephew who she adopted, he's like 6 or 7. I don't want to finish what I was about to say. He's around the age of 7, and I didn't want to get him sick because my throat's very sore, and he already like has sensory issues and stuff. So I didn't go over, but my mom sent me some leftovers and some candy. So that was cool because she sent me like chocolate and Sour Patch Kids, which is like my favorite candies. But other than that, things are good. Outside of the sim like being messed up at the moment, that's a little heartbreaking for us regular sim grinders, but overall it was a good week.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't yet to play since Thursday, so I have to see how it is on the sim. I know like they patched this in an update on Friday or something, and I don't know if it broke it or not, but we shall see. Hopefully, it's not too bad. I'm able to get some more prepping done for next weekend because next weekend is when I'm going to be doing my Sword Championship. So
I mean, worst case scenario, you can always run games on Project Raftel. It's like the online web browser simulator. I don't like the UI quite as much, but
yeah,
it is really good on a pinch. I'm actually going to be like using it to make some videos for the next for this week.
yeah. So let's get right into the power rankings, the slight adjustments, and then we'll talk slightly about. I have the tier list up from last time we did this, and we'll see if we make any sort of adjustments based off of, the bannings.
I mean, honestly, I don't think so. Maybe move Nami down a smidge just because it doesn't have like the Quasar loop anymore. But at the same time, it's still just a 7K leader on your opponent's turn, and it's not contesting 6K leaders at the moment. So it's a little bit harder. Like even Purple and L, you have to drop down quite a few 10 costs, or I
Six
always mess
costs,
that
yeah.
up. Yeah, you have to drop down multiple of the 10K bodies to really like out tempo Nami, because otherwise you're just like you're maybe getting one 7K swing in a turn, and then you're also not developing like another little body, which is kind of the best thing that an L can do is like swing 5 with leader, swing 6 with one of the bodies, and then develop another little body. Because you don't have to end your turn at 5. As long as you're at 4 Dawn or more, you're like clutch with Purple and L. Um, but Nami just discarding I'm sorry. Discarding one card to go to 7 for the turn really throws off your math.
Yeah, so clearly the of course the top two I think that are running away for the format are Lucy and Nanelle. I mean, even by based off of they're clearly getting way more playtime. It makes sense they are new decks, but at the same time the win rate is pretty good overall. Lucy's a little bit worse, I guess, 50%. Um, but
I'm I'm usually sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Just kind of a thought that I've been resonating on. I got all of the cards in paper for Purple and L, and obviously I've been testing it on the sim, but in paper, like after playing it, it does so much. Like it's so consistent. It doesn't always feel that way on the sim. I'm hesitant to say this, but I absolutely understand why people say it's going to be the best deck in the format. It's insane. And you know, from like the handful of podcasts that we've done, I'm very against the term best deck in format. I don't use that acronym very often, um, but Purple and L is insane.
I mean, I agree. It's definitely very strong. It has very good depth too to the deck as well. And it really, outside of yellow, doesn't really have that many pitfalls. Like it absolutely has taken the color purple out of the game outside of itself.
Mm-hmm.
By it existing, right? It's so good into every other purple deck that it's just kind of crazy. So like, why play Roger if you're just gonna get hosed by Enel?
Yeah,
Or
unfortunately.
Excedric? Because like you just cannot deal with it. That's why I'm actually at the point of this week I'm going to be testing Godthread in Roger, just because
To
I
get rid of
do
the
want
dog.
I want to get rid of the dog. I still want to be able to ramp and get my way to 10 dog quick as I can, but at the same time I just don't think the deck can survive if I can't get rid of the Cavendish and I can't get rid of the dog.
I don't think God Thread's like a bad option for the deck, but if your opponent's able to like swing out with dog once, they've already overwhelmed you.
Yeah, with my hand because basically I'm gonna have to counter out and it's not that great.
Yeah, you either have to like drop 3 to 4 cards. Well, if they're like being really aggressive, you're gonna have to drop a minimum of 3 cards because they're gonna swing 9 with dog, and you're
Yeah,
like I said, minimum 3, and then like, oh, you don't counter, cool, you're down to 3 life. Like it's
it's pretty
aggressive,
crazy. It's pretty a crazy deck in general. Mihawk is barely hanging on.
which
Red
kind of
Green,
surprises me.
I actually doesn't surprise me at all. I think out of the top 10, I think it is the weakest deck of all of them.
So the reason it surprises me is that it should be one of the best counters to purple and now.
It's very slow. Like
Is it though? Like
it has a horrendous matchup into it.
I
41.
I see that. I'm just saying it shouldn't be that way.
It
Like it
historically, yeah.
runs enough stun. Like it can run enough stun for the same reason that like red green Luffy is good into an L. Mihawk should also be good into an L. Like outside of having to wait until 9 dawn to drop your your Mihawk down, like you can still run Luna, you can still run Dead Man's Game. They have, I guess the 5 cost Perona doesn't really help against the 6 cost Nell, but it helps against Dog and Dog Walker.
Carrot helps.
What's that?
Carrot.
Carrot? Yeah, Carrot helps, and people are running that. Like, you would think that it should absolutely be popping off against Purple and L, but maybe Nl's just too quick for it. Would
I'm
have
at,
to be like my one guess.
I'm actually wondering is Mihawk even the best green deck into this format? Is Bonnie not better than it? Like based off of how she plays, resting down a 6 drop, not that hard to do. And then you have the carrot, freeze it, freeze it, freeze it.
I
I think
think
she
the
does.
issue is the second they turn a carrot sideways, you can just hit them with a lightning dragon.
Yeah, and then
And
she does
then
freeze it one turn. Yeah.
yeah, the carrot's out. Or like, so the thing that Bonnie's always really been bad into, or like the best way to play around Bonnie is to be able to go tall and wide. Well, even if you can go tall or wide quickly, you have a lot of advantage over Bonnie. But if you're able to go tall and wide, which Anel is really good at doing, being able to drop multiple of the 6 costs, you, they can't do much. They also lost like arguably their best tool with rotation, not having 8 cost Kid anymore.
Yeah, Kid and Doflamingo.
Yep, Kid and Doflamingo both would have been insanely powerful cards moving into this format. Well, 8 cost Kid maybe not as much insane, but Dofi would stomp Purple and L. Like 10 cost Dofi would stomp Purple and L.
Yeah, I also got to imagine if it was in like something like even red green Luffy. Imagine that with 10 drop and Nell. I mean, 10 10 drop Dofi, that would be like absolutely powerful.
Yeah,
Because
that'd be very good.
then you just restand your Dawn, pass the turn, and then you're kind of just destroying people. So,
That's pretty. So, like, without having Tinkoff, like, the reason Red Green Luffy is so good right now is because they run so many things that allow them to restand the Dawn for the leader effect. So they're still super defensive, but they also get to run like Dead Man's Game and Electrical Luna. Luna is such a hot card right now. It's up to like $7 a piece, which is insane. Maybe $6 a piece, but either way, it's still very, very expensive at the moment. Oh, this list isn't even running Dead Man's, which is kind of, well, you don't need to. You just drop the Nami. Nami does the exact same thing as Dead Man's for the same amount, but it's also a blocker.
and it also restands your Dawn.
And it restands all of the Dawn you need
And
except
plus,
one.
like, playing a Zoro down just basically gives you one free extra Dawn.
Yep.
Because, I mean, it's one less. Actually, it's more than that, right? Because you could multiply based on how many attacks you would take. Because instead of tapping one, Dawn to +2, it's just you get +2 for multiple swings.
Yeah,
So
it puts you to 7, so it essentially gives you +1 Dawn worth of counter for every swing that you
yeah,
take.
which is insane. It's absolutely
Very strong, very strong.
If I actually had the red green Luffy, if I actually had this green Luffy, I would probably actually build this deck and
Those
try
are
it.
also so expensive right now, which is crazy because they were like $13 for a little bit, and then they just started to shoot up.
But overall, this deck does look like it has a lot of searchers. It has the closer and Sanji, just making your Zoro or your Luffy unblockable and just kind of
I'm
hosing. So it's pretty
I'm
strong.
curious. Actually, I'm not curious. I was gonna say I'm curious why they're not running the Nami searcher, but Nami can't search Nami. In 4 cost, Nami is one of the stronger plays for the deck.
Yeah, and I mean both of these get a straw hat, so I mean
Yeah.
technically you don't really need to, right? I mean because you're never going to search for another searcher, I don't think.
The only time you really search for a searcher is when you're about to whiff.
Yeah. So and then you want to redo it. I mean, which I mean, I guess this is fine. Your Nico Robins are a little bit expensive, but this
Yeah,
deck
those are kind of really expensive at the
like
moment, aren't they?
32,
Like
I think.
30. How much?
32 last I checked.
Oh,
So like
they're like a promo. Gross.
this deck does feel pretty good. Like honestly, this is a good reason why we should have a PRB set soon. Like these two should be printed in it, but
I mean, Luffy's only been out for 5 months.
I guess he might tank because they are reprinting that set
Yeah,
in summer.
June,
Yeah.
June or July, we get another wave of it.
But the promo cards, they really need a AR PRB set. Like
We need to get distribution for promos in a better way. It's so trash that it was a promo specifically for like an event where you weren't even guaranteed one copy of that card.
yeah, because you have two other options. One of them is not really playable, and Nami is okay.
Neither of them are really like Nami is technically playable, but why would you want it's not ran. It's only like playable in Nami decks
Yeah,
because it specifically is locked to Nami. But like the best case, you play it, it puts a Dawn on your leader, and it plays out a Nojiko. People aren't even Nojiko isn't even in the list anymore. So I guess it could play out Girl.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Or like
Girl's another card that needs to be reprinted.
yeah, absolutely. Like I think it's so dumb when we just get promos handed out in like limited bursts. I wish all promos were handled the same way like the McDonald's promos were where shops were given bountiful supply and then like they just gave them out every week until they ran out. I ended up with like 7 or 8 Rogers. One store was literally just asking people who was playing Roger, and if you were playing Roger, if you needed a playset of the Roger, they just gave you 4 packs right off the rip.
That's not too bad. I only have 5 copies. I guess I mean I don't technically need more because
I've given a couple copies away, so I don't have like two play sets anymore. Because I'm very in the mindset that like if I get a promo for free and I have extra of that promo, I don't need to profit off of it. But if I like buy a collection off of someone and I have to buy that promo off of them, I then have to resell that
Yeah.
promo, which feels bad. But like most of the promo packs that I got were free, so and like I didn't even anticipate getting like two play sets. So when a local buddy like needed some, I just gave him the whole pack.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's like so the weird part is I think well, last time I checked, I don't know what the price tag of that promo Nami is now, the 5 drop. Like, even if you would have, like, assumed, like, it was a budget-friendly option of the 5 drop yellow Nami, but I don't even think it is. I think it's still a relatively expensive card. So, like,
Yeah, it's
it's not...
not it's not even budget comparably. Like I'd say it's still in the $20 range, which
Yeah,
like
so
the 5 cost yellow Nami is between
32.
20 and 30. Did you say 32?
Last, I mean, it could have dropped since then. The new set has came out since then, and maybe all the hype and money influx has gone to the new set.
I
Um,
think Quasar getting hit kind of dropped the price of all yellow cards just a smidge, but not an insane amount. Things are still kind of more than they should be.
but yeah, so like honestly, like if you're a green player, I definitely would recommend Luffy. Like that seems like the top tier of that. Um, Nami, I gotta imagine is gonna take a little bit of a fall, and
I don't know. I think Nami is still probably top three.
yeah,
Just being able to be a 7K leader is very strong.
and then of course Ace being able to be an 8K leader is pretty strong as
Yeah.
well. So, and it's very interesting how much yellow's on.
I'm a little surprised to see Moria where it's at, but at the same time, I'm not because, like, we've talked about the Thriller Bark support that we got in 15, like, over multiple podcasts. And, like, I said it then, the deck wasn't missing very much. I mean, it's still, you know, pretty good. It's better now. There's some cards that people aren't running that I would run, but
What's that?
overall, it's like pretty strong still.
Which card? What card is that? I know they are picking up the hog back.
The 1 cost hogback is really really good, but I also thought people were gonna run the 4 cost Absalon, but they're still running the hogback instead.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, right? Because it's easy to come back, you immediately get the value and get a 2K or something back in your hand
Yeah, it's
immediately.
just not having to KO the body versus having to KO the body, and they would probably rather loop KOing Perona for the leader buff or
Yeah.
like the leader effect buff on characters and leader.
This is actually very close to the list I have. I don't know if I'm going to get my hogbacks in time. Right now, I have the 2K Perona in this slot.
The anti-removal one.
No, no, the old one that makes you discard a card.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Card's
Um,
not bad.
I don't know. I could play the anti-removal one. I'm not sure. Like I guess I could do a split. But yeah, this is the deck I'm gonna probably have to try to win with the regional, just because of the fact that I think if you're not playing yellow and playing a pseudo control plan with the Perona, it's just so difficult to beat in now. So I don't think I have much of a choice other than to play yellow.
I think the issue with like as the format progresses, they gave Enel a lot of like utility cards. The more the like format unfolds, the more Enel is just gonna get suited to it. Like a lot of people are running the Porsche like Foxy engine right now, but some people are cutting that to run the blocker Reiju that increases its cost. People are also starting to run Vari to increase the cost of their characters. It's tricky for sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this meta looks, it's there is a color for everyone technically. Um, so I'm not sure. I'm not like overly excited about this meta, but I'm hoping I can do good next week. I wish I could play Gara, but I don't really think I want to. I only have two Borsalinos.
That's rough.
Um, I have Zoros. I could play Zoro in this as well. And I don't have this Bell Luffy. I don't have
That Bell
Nami's.
Luffy is also pretty expensive.
Yeah, this is like 33.
Nothing seems to really be dropping in price either, which is kind of crazy. Like Secret and Nels went up $12 today.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go and get into that right now, I guess. So, all right. So from the last time doing this list, I technically switched it to top cuts and meta defining. I think that's more accurate for a tier list than S tier, which means it's broken, right? I don't
I
really.
mean, if we want to introduce an S tier back in, I will put it in the ring that like it's purple and L. I think that deck is meta defying for sure, defining. Because like you're either playing purple and L or you're like trying to play against it. The whole reason green is seeing like success right now with green purple or sorry, green red Luffy is because it can freeze out in L.
Yeah.
The
So
reason that Nami is like pretty good right now is because it can. I wouldn't put those in meta defining. I would put them in top cuts. I think Inel is the only meta defining deck right now because you have to build your deck around it or you have to play it.
so I guess that depends. So like, or for the decks that aren't really trying to change their game plan to beat it now, like, or does that mean they're at a bigger hit in your opinion? Like, because Sabo and Lucy, I mean, Lucy and Ace are pretty bad
Those
into
are,
it.
yeah, kind of just incredibly. And like, it's not even a situation where, like, ooh, if you run this correct tech card, no, like, you're getting thrashed in that matchup. Like it's really, really hard. But those are decks that are like so sorry, so hyper tuned to the deck lists that they are. There's not a lot of flexibility. So there's not even like a lot of flexibility to change the game plan. It's kind of just power creep. Not necessarily that like Lucy has been power creeped out by Enel, but like Ace was the meta defining deck. Emu and Ace were the meta defining decks for 13 and like arguably some of 14.
I agree.
But now it's just like you're pretty much like building your deck around an L, you're playing an L, or you're losing to an L. But Lucy is so hardwired into being Dressrosa and half event build, it just gets dogged. Like if you can early aggression Lucy and then remove their Sabos, they're cooked. And then like Ace is still just doing its game plan, but when you can shit out 10k bodies and swing 3 10s every turn, and then all of your like events are basically 2k counter, or they are a 1k counter that draws another card. It's hard. It's hard to remove the NLs. Also, Ace was like a tempo-y deck. Like you had the Atmos to bounce something on 4, and then you had the Jozu to bounce a 6 cost, which should be like the should be the foil for Purple and L, but the 6 cost can't be removed, so it's a little tricky.
So I guess I have some questions. So for one, there's been some other content creators that I'm going around, and one person actually came to my chat and brought up a different leader. So one content creator is really high on Blue Jinbei now, and Grape Luffy.
I
Um,
think Grape Luffy fucks, but it's like it fucks for the same reason that Red Green Luffy fucks, and that's just the sense that it can abuse Luna.
well, Luna, and also I mean, even they're playing like 3 copies of Brook, which is arguably in their deck is better than the Gatling Luffy. Um,
Yeah, I'm still seeing people run Gatling Luffy as well,
I
though.
think the most winning list is 3 and 2.
Yeah,
Three.
but Luffy is like the key card, and Brook is just, like no one's finishing out the game by swinging with Brook. They're using Brook as an additional accessory to get in like another swing off of a different character.
Well, it's not even
That's
that. Like, it even gets like the mirror. Like, you could, if they only have one Dawn up, you're like, rest that Dawn, and then you're
yeah.
like, no gum
Brook
gum
is
giant for you.
insane that it just rests a card.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. Um, so that was something I noticed. Someone was talking about, and they said that the only decks that really were, maybe he was under the impression that yellow's gonna collapse or something because Jinbei is good into everything but yellow, right? So it's like one of those weird things. Like, I don't know. I'm not sold on it exactly.
I don't
I still
even
think it's
know if Jinbei is insane into purple and L. Like I didn't have that hard of a time with any of the games that I've played of Purple and L into Jinbei. You pop their small bodies, you freeze their medium bodies, you can't get your 6 costs removed. What are they going to do? Hit you with a fucking 6 cost boa? Cool. Divine Departure L Thor. It's gone.
yeah. They're playing. I think they are playing like 2 or 3 copies of Six Drop Boa. They are on the 4 cost of Jinbei, plus Law, plus I think they're playing another one as well. Um,
They're playing Weevil also,
yeah,
which is fine, but running so many like 7 Warlord cards really deviates from the plan of Jinbei.
yeah. You have less targets to put your Dawn on to,
Mm-hmm.
but
Which just means generally weaker swings.
well, looking enough for them, I guess they're already 5Ks, so I guess they're okay in that regard. And I think Weevil is a 6K body, so
Yeah.
like they're already kind of almost at the point where they could attack without needing all that extra Dawn.
I
But
mean, they can swing neutral, but they're still taking 10Ks to the face every turn. And it's a deck that doesn't run a lot of blockers.
and the other shout out I wanted to bring back up again. So someone in my chat joined, and he was talking about that once you mastered this deck right here, this he thinks this is one of the best decks in the format.
Unfortunately, hard disagree.
And
It's one of the most fun decks in the format, but it is also so incredibly high rolly. Like, there's no way for you to master your 4 Namis and your 4 Choppers getting trashed. Like, it's not, it is skill based, and like, you do have to understand how your deck rolls, but you can also just like, oh, leader effect, wow, all 4 of my Choppers are in the trash. Next turn, leader effect, wow, all 4 of my Namis are in the trash, which sounds crazy, but I've played a mirror match where that has happened to my buddy.
yeah, it's like you would have to mill over all or trash over all 4 copies of your PD6, your Chopper, and your Nami. All of them are kind of like in tangent. I don't want to say they're like their Thriller Bark package, where they kind of like are this looping package, but it's not. I don't think it's nowhere near as the same tier level as the Thriller Bark Pirates, but it is kind of
No.
close. It's like the grindy engine the deck has. Um, PD6 getting back an the Chopper to get back the Nami to get back is kind of like a little bit of a loop.
For sure, but it could also just be as easy as like you don't see any of your dockers, or you mill all of your important cards and you don't see something to get those back. Like that absolutely happens. Or like your opponent just out grind, like not even out grinds, they just out tempo you way faster than you can mill through your deck. I think it's a really fun deck. I think it's good when it works, but I think it's high roll.
Yeah, like I know so they're talking in the in the peanut butter Luffy Discord. I'm like, I'm really am surprised they did not give Brooke the one drop searcher uh, event.
Yeah, no 1 cost search event, and like Chopper being a 2 cost is also kind of bad. Chopper also not being able to grab events back is kind of bad. Um, Sometimes just not developing something on 1 is like terrible.
Yeah, like, think that was like I don't know why they didn't do it, right? Because Croc has it, Gecko Moria has it. Like every black deck anywhere gets that exact same event, just cookie
Honestly,
cutter event. And if honestly, if we would have had that event in Brook, like I would have loved it in BP Luffy, because then I could actually search, take a Gum Gum Giant mil or trash too. it would have been really amazing. Like it would have been kind of the glue piece, but we don't have that.
I don't know about that. Like I don't think not having something to do on one. Well, that's not even true because you can spoil on one.
And you
It's just
can
not
law.
technically a searcher. You can Sanji too. So you do have one cost plays. They're just not necessarily as ideal. But like I don't think a search event necessarily would just be like the end all beat all. The deck only has one set of 4 searchers at the moment, and a lot of the best decks run 12 searchers.
I mean, BP Luffy does run 12 right now. Like it does play for 4 law, 4 chopper, 4 Namis.
If
So
you have the room for all of it.
that's kind of what this like the stationary list is right now. But law is
Yeah,
just kind
but
of
I
awkward.
want to mention in that like stationary list that you're talking about, you're sacrificing the most important plays in the deck, which is ramping early. Like I saw the list that you posted in our chat the other day. You're running 4 Robin and 2 Zoro. Good
Uh,
luck finding your ramp piece on 3.
So technically, I've actually changed that. So since then, I've actually switched to the Zora Juro plan because I want to have that 1K counter. It's not a brick because I want to keep my bricks under 15, give or take, is usually what you kind of want. And so I've switched to Zora Juro because it is a 3 drop. It is a 1K counter. It can't
Just
ramp the next turn when it
significantly
matters.
worse.
What?
I said it's just a significantly worse ramp card. Like there's a lot more viability in the Robin or the Zoro because you play them out on 3. You have 2 active Dawn to play one of your searchers. So like you're just slowing down with Zoro Juro in my opinion. Also, like if you drop a Zoro Juro on me, I'm just not gonna swing before I remove it. Like you're gonna be at 4 life. You're not gonna ramp on the next turn with it. And then you're at 5 Dawn and like cool, play a pirate docking 6. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, still, that's still a pretty fine, good line, honestly, in the deck.
It
Um,
pirate docking 6 is a good line. I don't think Zoro Juro's that good.
I mean,
I
it's
think it's
like,
fine. I think it's fine. I just don't think it's optimal. Also, you're like losing Black Maria, which is like a very niche ramp option, but you're going from 12 ramp cards to like 6, 8.
yeah, it's one of those things like now that we actually have card quality, we can now get rid of the fluff that was kind of bad. Black
I
Maria has
wouldn't
always been like the worst card in the deck. It was always just a vanilla 2K counter. Um,
strongly disagree.
it
It was
very, very rarely
extra copies of Zoro if you didn't see Zoro or Robin, and it was crucial in ramping against decks that can shut you down, like Blackbeard, which is about to be a popular deck again. Like in the format that Luffy came out in, Blackbeard dominated, and to say Black Maria was fluff in a matchup that you would see regularly, I hard disagree.
well, I mean, even it, but coming from a Blackbeard player, they typically don't stop your ramp. They very rarely will go down on that much card advantage starting on your second turn. Um,
All of the best Blackbeard players that I played against shut off Peanut Butter Luffy going into the 3 or 4 Dawn turn.
well, yeah, going into the turn that you know they're going to play the peanut butter, the
Something
beer
that
Luffy.
has a good effect to ramp.
I mean, that
Like
one's just
it's
whatever.
maybe not like the best thing for card advantage, but like especially back in the day, shutting Peanut Butter Luffy off of going from 3 to 4, very big deal.
But I could definitely see where you want to do it on your 5 Dawn turn and 6 Dawn turn going out for sure. That's what I would probably end up doing most of the time.
Yeah,
But
I mean that's what everyone would do to turn off like the beer Luffy. But if you just
even
also turn someone off on their 3 Dawn turn, they don't have that extra Dawn to swing, which can be a big deal when Blackbeard was nefarious for running not a lot of 2K counters.
I mean, but now it's like weird because we don't even technically need to go past 8 Dawn. We don't mind it, but like we don't need to anymore because our curve topper stops at Nami 8 drop. So
I mean, if you're not running something like bigger than the Nami, you're shooting yourself in the foot, in my opinion.
I did pick back up the 9 drop just because I wanted something to get back a chopper that could maybe close the game out. So like,
I've been seeing someone toying around with the promo Luffy, the 10 cost, which you absolutely need to run Black Maria for. Because that shit's gas. I saw someone go like undefeated into the finals at a win a box or like a box tournament last weekend with the promo Luffy.
you think he's that much better than the extra turn Luffy?
Yeah, significantly.
So
In
you don't lose
combo
your
with Black Maria, absolutely.
yeah, you don't lose your field, which
Yeah,
matters.
you don't lose your field, and then like if you have the Black Maria out, you're back to 10 the next turn, so you're just doubling down on 12s. You're the issue is like you can't attack for 22 with it, but you can just go 12, restand 12. Excuse me, Black Maria back to 7, next turn Black Maria to 10, 12, 12.
But honestly, right now, I think Green Luffy is the second best purple. Um,
I mean, probably. I don't think there are really any other purple decks in the meta outside of Purple and Nell. I think we need to cut Rosinante out. It's really bad, this format. Mostly just because, like, it's still competitive, but if it plays into Purple and Nell, it's hosed.
fair enough. Do you think anything else drops? Like, is Boa Hancock going to drop now?
I think it's competitive. I don't know if it's top cut.
I think it's probably about right around here.
Probably better than Red Yellow Bonnie, in my opinion.
And you think Enel's still going to be a competitive deck, or you think it's going to drop?
No, it's not going anywhere. Just because it doesn't get to run Quasar anymore, that should.
Wait, what? Why did we have this here?
I don't know. I was about to say there's no reason that should have. That's like rogue at best. Maybe even shouldn't play.
True. Yeah.
Maybe we were just pitying Bonnie last week. I'm not
Maybe we
sure.
didn't actually talk about her, and we just kind of accidentally just went past her. I don't
Maybe.
know. I do think this is right. So these probably are the top cuts deck list.
Yeah, I don't know if necessarily in that order,
I
but
think
like,
Blackbeard is probably the
yeah,
worst.
I think Blackbeard is maybe a competitive, not necessarily a top cut. I think it probably plays kind of bad into a lot of the other stuff in top cut.
Yeah, I mean, because Yellow Luffy, I mean, it has Zoro, so it does and Porcelino to gain life.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but you're not stopping the Luffy, right? Like, Luffy is the hoser in that matchup. Like, he comes down and just kind of destroys your
Well,
face.
you're not like playing as Blackbeard. You're not stopping the 5 cost Luffy. You're also not removing their board. So you're just
You
trying
can't,
to
yeah.
like turbo Burgess, which is like it's fine. It's strong.
Yeah.
Having a bunch of bodies that can't be KO'd by like effect is good, especially when they're big. But it's slower to get that many cards in the trash versus and like you can't remove their board even if you're doing it by like battle. They just take a life and then they have 9 cards in hand.
Well, I mean, technically, I guess you would be, if you did go down that path and you're dock queuing, like a 4 cost, 4 drop Zoro, and to take a life, is that really a bad thing? Like, you're just,
I mean, when if
it's kind of
so
like
like
you kind of burnt a life.
technically it is like you swung into them to take a life, but you also wasted multiple resources that could have been put into just swinging into them. And you're wasting those resources to remove a 4/6. Like
I mean,
you're
yeah, I guess
you're
it,
also having to pitch cards every turn to make sure they're not getting on plays because they can just Zorro,
game over.
Borsalino, Robin into Zoro or Robin into Luffy. Also, they have access to Raigo. So the quicker you put them down to 0 life, the quicker they're able to remove your 10 cost. They also have the heal Linnell, which is kind of annoying for Teach.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, like, technically, because, like, in that situation, the Zora situation, you're probably going to use the tip as kicked, which you kind of want to use anyways, which brings it down to 1 and you dock Q. So, like, it's not really a bad thing to do that, but same time, it's probably not going to be optimal in the matchup period, because if you have to use Van Augur, then you just wasted a 6k swing.
Yeah, exactly. That's
And
what I mean.
but if you use Tempest Kick, then it's probably okay. Try to burn a life, but
Except it's not burning a life in the sense that they lose that resource.
yeah, it's not
Life is
trash.
just overall a resource in the One Piece card game. So like as long as I'm not taking that last swing into 0, doesn't matter if I have 5, 10, 2, you know. Life is just a resource. It's extra cards in hand. And that's all it is for Luffy, is building up extra counter for them to use. They also have like that stupid broken golden rifle event where they can heal from 0.
Yeah, they do, and that gets around Blackbeard entirely because it's not really an on play or anything. It's just a nice little life game. And what's this, a
Yep.
4K event? Like I don't understand how that card was printed.
It's like sure only the heal is locked, but like it's just a yellow rad beam for your leader, which is very strong.
I agree. So overall, I guess we should have started with this. But what did you think about the bans?
I think it was very healthy, very needed. I think people assume it's going to crumble yellow because they're not running the most toxic combo loop anymore, but they still just have Borsalino, which is a crazy strong card. A lot stronger in decks that are lower on life from the start, but overall Borsalino is an insane card still. Um, I think the pair ban needed to happen though. I was very, very happy that it did. I don't I think Borsalino existing in the game with Quasar in the same deck puts every yellow deck into meta defining just because you have to play around that stupid loop combo.
Yeah, I mean most people were mad like because they just, of course, they bought the combo, which I understand, but at the same
Okay,
time, like
so
it was banned because of the fact that so many games in Japan were going to time, and in
yeah,
their rulings, that's a double loss, I believe.
yeah, absolutely. It
So
was
they,
100% for a time situation issue, but I think it was healthy for the game.
yeah, I think it's better over for the game, and I don't think I said it's not because the actual interaction is busted. It's probably just it's really really strong. It's just like
Well,
it's just the fact
no.
that I mean
Hold on. Hold on. The combo is busted. there's no getting around that. It is an absolutely insane combo. You shouldn't be able to heal off of taking a life and establish a blocker. That's maybe a little bit too much.
yeah, it's like pushed the event, zero drop event to the extreme.
So the funny thing to me is though, like people, there was a lot of backlash because people bought the combo. People were buying Borsalino regardless. Like it's a cracked ass card,
Yeah,
but like Quasar is 30 cents.
it's like a buck now, I think,
Yeah,
before the
like
banning. Yeah, $4. You got cut $4. Okay. Um,
woo!
yeah, I understand $4 could be a cheeseburger, but it could feed your next meal. I understand that,
For
but
sure.
But it's not like like Wizards of the Coast. I think when they Oko came out and they're like, you know what, this is a toxic card, and it was like $50. Or like, we're gonna ban this $50 card. That is
Also,
something that you have to eat. Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. If
eating a $4 card ban list is just
a
okay.
$4 play set even
Yeah,
like that's not that big of a deal. I will say two things. Had they just outright banned Borsalino, I could understand a lot of backlash.
yeah. That would actually, I think that would have actually caused a lot of people to exit the game.
Yes,
honestly, if they would have
absolutely.
done that, because
Absolutely. It would have been very, very scummy. It was already kind of scummy that they didn't just ban Quasar to begin with when we got the May 16th ban list. Um, but like the second thing is if you're so hard pressed over $4, maybe you shouldn't have been playing One Piece in the first place. If you're so like I know it was just an example when you said it, but like if you're buying a playset of cards for $4 and you're so goddamn pressed about it because that $4 could have been your next meal, you probably should not be playing the card game.
at a
You
competitive
probably
level.
shouldn't be investing in cards. You should maybe be investing in yourself to make more money. And like I'm poor. Like I'll be I'm broke. Poor is like broke is a state, or like poor is a state of mind, broke is like a situation that happens. Like I'm not rich, I'm not rolling in the binges, and like sure sometimes I don't have $4, but I'm also not pressed when they ban $4 worth of cards. Like I make poor financial decisions that I know I will live with. I'm not like, oh no, they banned my Quasar. Now I can't eat. Oh, like, don't fucking buy cards if you only have $4.
Yeah, it's like one of the situations. Like, I mean, for me, like in my situation, right? So if it would have happened to me during the time period where everyone was calling for a GGG ban, right? That was like $1 a card. So like, the same time frame, like I'm not going to not buy Gum Gum Giant if my main deck is purple at the time,
Yep.
and it was kind of strong, but everyone was asking for it to be banned. I still understood that this is a very very strong card. I understand there's could be a side effect of it will be banned. Same thing, you should have taken consideration of that when you bought the combo, right? Combo is very very strong, almost to the power a level of kind of obscene. So you should have known when you bought your 4 playsets of both that this is a risk that could
Yes,
happen. It's not like
absolutely.
it's not like you bought into the playset of the Thriller Bark Pirates package, right? Like that unlikely is not going to get banned, unless they ever decide to say Perona's too good. But I don't think that's the case. So like there is like you just got to do your risk and reward type situation. There was a very
Absolutely.
very high chance Holly is on the docket. You know, like certain cards you just know that are very strong. They could get hit at any given time for a
I
ban
don't
list.
think dog is ever going to get hit.
People were asking for it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
people are complainy little bitches. The same way they were asking for Gum Gum Giant. Is it good in what it's played in?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. For sure. Very, very powerful. Helps Anel close games out sooner. But it's also just a 6K body that your opponent can remove pretty easily
Yeah, because I remember
for most decks.
back in that conversation way back when about the bannings on this podcast, we talked about it, and the other two members were wanting just a restriction because it's Gum Gum Giant. It's great in singles, but it's not great in multiples. Like it's too oppressive, they thought, in multiples, which I can understand. But at the same time, like I said, you still have to know that like, hey, this is $1 card. The risk here. I'm gonna buy it. It might get banned tomorrow, but I'll still play it. Um,
So my outlook on like this is for Gum Gum Giant, this is for Holly as well, but this does not extend to Quasar. The power creep of the game warrants cards being incredibly strong. Was Gum Gum Giant crazy for OP09 and OP10 and OP11 and Blue Purple Luffy? Yeah, fucking absolutely. It was very, very, very strong card. It's still a very, very strong card, but it's much more manageable now. 4 sets later, 5 sets later. I guess it's
yeah,
like 6 sets later. But like even into like OP12, it was like much more manageable to deal with. Like it's just the progress. Like we need powerful cards because the entire bar is being reset basically every set or two. So like you need those cards that are insane because they're not always going to be insane. 2 or 3 sets later, they're going to be mediocre.
I mean, you're not wrong because the greatest example of that is this guy.
Yeah,
Roger came out. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's a 7K lead. This is so broken. Why would they ever print this leader?" And my first thought was that they kind of had to make him this way because otherwise, why would you play Roger over Gum Gum Giant? You needed some reason to play this leader over Gum Gum Giant, and it being a 7K
absolutely.
lead made a good reason for it. But now look at it. Where is it? Where is he at?
It's
Um,
even like including, think about like Boa. How well does Boa play into like a Gum Gum Giant deck that's not a 6K leader? Pretty well, because it just swings fives like a bunch of times. You're eating through the hand of the opponent or you're eating through their life. And it's like, yeah, sure, dude. I'm going to swing 3 times and you're going to have to give me a Gum Gum Giant for one of them.
yeah, or a if you're a crocodile, you have to give like a ground death. Like
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
it's just like man, you're putting them in an awkward position. So like it's always good to try to go for like one or two over the actual leader, just because it forces the best upside for you, where they have to use a Gum Gum Giant or they have to use a ground death. They are out of
Or they have to
counter.
give you 2 cards. For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not discrediting that by any
yeah,
means.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying like the overall like shift in how the game is played and the leaders that have been like put out since Gum Gum Giant, like a lot of things just play well into Gum Gum Giant now.
Yeah,
Or a
like
lot better into Gum Gum Giant than they did in '09.
and now look where we're at. You have Straw Hat fans that are purple like me asking for more Straw Hats in purple because we kind of need something to stay up with the meta. And you have Roger people in their Discord talking about we need more Roger support, and they're hoping that that 16 or Elsbeth set brings some,
17, yeah.
yeah, 17 brings some Roger support because there was an iconic battle and everything like that. So they're really
Roger Pirates can't ever just be happy with the little bit of indirect support that they get.
well, they're just kind of bad. It's my second favorite deck of all time. And
Zoro is an insane card, Kebbie.
true, Zoro is pretty solid. Um, it's just like the consistency of the deck to always get the high roll is kind of an issue, and plus they just can't keep up with the nail, no matter how much it tries.
No, unfortunately, it really can't. Even getting to like ramp really quickly and being a 7K leader, it's like, okay, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10,
And
11,
the most
15.
and the most ironic part about all of it was the fact that everyone was like talking about the old former Rayleigh event, right? And they're like, well, this doesn't work against Holly because it becomes a 6K
Yeah,
base. So it is like it makes like dang.
that
So
shit's so nutty. I can't believe that it makes the base power 6K.
yeah,
It's so
so
dumb.
so like even the tech card they gave Roger just it doesn't matter. It's just so out of the question that it doesn't
Well,
matter.
to clarify, they gave the tech card to Roger to out Rayleigh. They didn't give the tech card to Roger to out Enel.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. And Rayleigh is what down in Rogue.
Maybe. Do we
Yeah,
even? Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
right
It's a
here.
rogue.
He's right here. Yeah. I think it's kind of funny, but yeah. So like, I do hope EBO 5 does bring some support across the board for these leaders right here, in the competitive tier because they kind
I
of help.
don't. I don't think Emu needs any support.
I mean, I should say not.
I
From
don't think Green Zoro needs any support. I don't think Green Bonnie needs support. I don't think that stupid ass fucking black yellow Luffy deck needs support.
oh, it just got a bunch.
I know. Inadvertently. Let's fucking stop that shit. Cut it out.
Yeah, now it's back. It's better than ever.
I was a black yellow Luffy enjoyer for a little bit. And then I was like, Enel's better. I'll just play yellow Enel.
So I mean, I guess I agree. Like these three brothers, like I'm talking about the non like.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't go putting cocks in my mouth, Kebbie. I love Blue Yellow Ace. We can give Blue Yellow Ace all of the support. But Black Yellow Luffy and Red Yellow Sabo can go get fucked. I don't give a shit about those decks.
What I was going to say was that yeah, they shouldn't really target the block 2 leaders. Come on,
Whoa,
what I was
whoa.
getting at.
Also, don't cursor over Yellow and L. That's my boy. He can get all of the support.
I mean, he can, but like my thing is like he's block 2. He's gonna rotate for you. I
In a
mean,
year.
in a year, yeah. So like you probably shouldn't be targeting block 2 leaders like that. But the block 3 and 4s, they should probably get some more support soon, like in the EB set.
Probably, especially because we even know when we're getting EB5? Is it on the docket? Did we see it in the release schedule?
Yes.
I know we didn't see a PRB.
No, yeah, there's none. Which is
There's
weird.
no EB or there's just no PRB. I don't remember there being an EB, but I could have just been
There is
there is EB. When are we supposed to go?
EB05.
Like September?
I think that's right. September, August.
I imagine it's like after Jesus Christ.
Simultaneous release.
Yes. Sorry, I'm a little boozed up at this point, trying to medicate this sore throat.
I know it's on the docket, so it definitely is supposed to be happening later this month.
You mean later this year?
Later this year, yeah.
Later this month would be
Insane.
Yeah,
it would be. My bad. Then again, I'm somebody that actually thinks that we should just merge the PRB set with the EB set. That's just my opinion.
No.
I think it should.
Shut the fuck up. No, it shouldn't. Do you want to know my actual real take on why that should not be a thing? We should not be introducing new cards in a reprint set. It creates scarcity amongst the cards that are new.
So, but hear me out. It's like my thought process was, so every OP set has like around 18 to 24, 22, 24 cards per color, right? Per set. And every EB set comes out with 8 or 9 unique new cards in every color. So if you took the other 9 slots, that would make it a full set. So you still have the same amount of rares and etc. like a normal set. You print it at a normal print run. It would be equivalent. So you have 9.
Kebbie, let me stop you real quick. How are the pull rates on OP15 mixed with EB?
That's different because we have more cards in it than what I'm saying. I'm saying is a normal set has 18 of each color in a set, a regular OP release. So if you just do that same thing, 9 of them are the EB set because right now there is 9 cards per color, and the other 9 you target reprints and shove them into one set. And you have your 18.
Strong disagree.
You have your 18 cards and print it at a normal release schedule.
Absolutely horrible idea. You should not make new cards harder to get when PRB sets are specifically supposed to cater to people who are new to the game. Like, don't make new cards harder to get just to like fill a void in like product. There's no reason to do that. It's such a bad idea. Like, look at PRB. Oh my god, what was it? 2? Is that what we just got? Like, whenever the last one we just got, they introduced new cards into it. So you're essentially saying water down the pull rates of the 9 new cards with old cards. So people are forced to purchase old cards to get new cards. That's horrible. Just give me the new set. Don't fucking add reprint shit into a new set, and don't add new stuff into a reprint set. That's terrible for the community. It's terrible for like the secondhand market. It makes things so hard to get a hold of. So you're saying like half and half of new stuff versus old stuff, and you're getting the same number of SRs per box. You're now diluting the number of like you're diluting the chance of pulling a new card out of that pack. It's not 1 in 9 to get the SR that you want. It's 1 in 18 or 1 in 100 and whatever the math is. It just makes it so much harder to get cards that you actually need, because not only do you have to pull through like the SRs that are new to maybe get, you also have to pull through SRs that you don't need. You are forcing people to buy cards that they don't need unless they're a new player.
Or if they want the reprints, yeah. Which in this case scenario, you'd be targeting stuff like Kuma.
Okay, but
promos.
You're also making those cards harder to pull because you're diluting it with new stuff. So it's like, oh, these people are buying this specifically to pull Kuma, but now they didn't pull Kuma. It's the same thing that happened with Bon Clay. Bon Clay reprint was supposed to tank the price of that card, and it didn't. It got down to $15 for like a week and a half, and then it shot back up.
Well, it didn't because I think that set they came out with the normal same amount of PRB cards reprints, and then on top of it they injected 3 of each new color. So it was basically the equivalent of what we have.
It would be marginally easier with what you're saying, but still harder than a regular set.
And
what's the point of that?
I mean, and even most of them, like, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because most of the time in an EB set, you open a box, you get basically the same commons and uncommons in every single pack across the board. So, like, the commons and uncommons wouldn't be that big of an issue because you'll probably still get a play set within a box of the new stuff.
Disagree on that, but not even the important part. You're still creating an inequality for pulling the important new cards. Like, especially if you're targeting a secret rare or a super rare, you're diluting your pull rate of getting those cards. You're making it harder for yourself. You have to buy more packs. You have to pay a higher premium per card because they are harder to get. That is supply and demand. That makes the cards more expensive. You're talking about like something where it could just be in a set on its own, where it has a higher chance of pulling it, which creates a smaller price for the individual card aftermarket. At least that's how it should work. Versus it being diluted with old cards, now making it twice as hard, at least, to pull that same card, which is going to increase the price secondhand. That's at least my take on it, and why I hate mixed sets. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad for pull rates. It's not good for the community. Like, I don't want to buy PRB almost ever. I've been playing since OPO2. I have every card that I want. I have every card that I've needed because I get them when the set comes out. I'm not trying to buy PRB. The only reason I bought PRB2 was because there were specific cards out of PRB2 that I needed. I needed Marcos.
True.
If it was just in a set by itself, or like in a main set, like, sure, it would maybe be like hard to pull because of the number of other SRs, but it wouldn't be diluted by half. It would be the regular pull rates versus half the pull rates. It's like, it's a good idea in theory, but in practice, I would not like that.
So it looks like what we're talking about earlier, EB05 is scheduled for October 31st.
Okay, so after simultaneous release.
Yeah.
You say October 31st? That's funny.
Mm-hmm. That's what it said.
That's Halloween. That's also last year on October 31st is when OP13 pre-release started.
So I'm kind of curious to see what leaders they actually target for that. I mean, like I said, I hope Roger gets some support.
It'll
Mihawk,
it'll
I gotta.
probably be like block 3 stuff, I would imagine. Or like block 3, block 4. I doubt block 2 shit gets much support.
Watch them literally target the leaders they dumped in the starter decks like they did last time. We just gave you a what ace. They gave us Marco for a reason. I can't remember, but like they gave us the pudding because they just gave us a um. I think it was a starter deck, but they literally target a bunch of cards. They just gave us starter decks for in the PRBO2 set.
No,
Buggy, they gave a new card to Buggy. They gave a new card to Blackbeard. They gave a new card to Shanks. They gave a
that's
new
not
card.
really like heavily targeting. That's kind
Technically,
of
they
just
gave
a
him one, I guess. The one of the
blanket
rares.
giving a lot of card support. And those were also leaders from OPO9.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they gave one card, I guess, technically a rare ever for all 5 of the starters in that PRB set because they gave the Nami for the purple black Luffy. They gave
The Nami was more for the leader that was coming out in the EB set, but like it did fall into the category. Also, EB came out before the starter decks.
no,
Do you mean PRB?
I'm saying PRBO too. It came out with one card for every single of the starter decks, a new one.
I guess.
That was they mentioned it in the actual reveal that they wanted to have one. They gave us one card per color for the starter decks or the
I
past one.
guess. But like,
I wonder if they're gonna do the exact same thing with the
so
EB
what?
set. I don't know.
I hope not.
I hope not because I mean, Red Luffy. I don't think remember what you give that Red Luffy leader. I don't know if he's going to be playable. Now Shanks,
I
on the other hand, I think is you could give something to Shanks and probably would come back.
I don't think so. I
It's
think
actually right
Pink's
now,
been
right now,
very
it's really good
outpaced.
into PNL.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean,
In what way?
it can pound for pound tempo with and now because of the fact that well, you do have your 6 drop 10k, make you a 7k body, and actually is putting up a decent win rate. That's why it's actually seen a resurgence on the sim. Because
It
it's pretty
I've
solid into
seen
a Nell.
literally 0 Shanks since 15 dropped.
And every time I try to find a match, there's always 2 or 3 of them. And more people are making videos talking about how it just kind of hoses P&L.
It certainly does not. You have to absolutely hope you get your 4-cost Shanks out. You have to absolutely hope that they don't remove your 4-cost Shanks. And even if they don't remove your 4-cost Shanks, you're still swinging after leader effect and Shanks effect, the blocker. You're still swinging 7 into them. How are they hosing purple and L?
I mean, it's one of those things like the 9-drop Shanks does do really well into them.
I
Um,
guess.
because they drop down their 6-drop, you drop down your 9-drop, and the following
3
turn.
turns later, 2 turns later, when they've already developed multiple 6-cost and Ls.
Well, 1 turn later, because it's a 6-drop. At that point, he
Oh,
becomes
is it if your opponent has a big body on field,
yep,
it becomes a 6-cost?
yep. So they drop a 6-drop, we drop a 6-drop, and so forth. Like it actually can stay on tempo with them a little bit, while making your leader a 7k lead, and actually in one time an 8k lead because you reduce one of the power by 1. So it actually is performing quite well into P&L. But so like if it actually got a good support that actually continue the mid range plan and actually that could draw cards, it might actually be pretty reasonable. But it just needs some sort of draw engine. That was
It
always
it has one. It doesn't run it. It's the Rayleigh blocker.
really that 5-drop
The
6.
5/6 that draws 2 trashes one, the red queen. yes, the card that came out in the same set as Shanks to be ran in Shanks, but was never really ran in Shanks. Yeah, it has a draw engine already, bud.
Some people they're playing like 2 copies of Lucky Roo, which is their quote unquote draw engine.
Fucking go for it. I'm gonna
But
L Thor that shit so quickly.
yeah. That one's not that they're only playing 2 copies of Lucky Roo. But if they got like a Kobe, that's more what I was getting at.
You can run Kobe in it.
You could, yes. But I'm
It's
just saying.
just not very good. It's fine. It's just not very good.
But I just thought it was funny that this deck is technically making its way back up to a rogue tier deck, but
I think bad people are losing to Red Shanks. That deck is cheeks. That deck's been cheeks since it was released. People are just bad. I'll say it right now. If you're on Purple and L and you're losing to Red Shanks, like, I don't know, play a different deck. You don't know how to pilot what you're playing.
I mean, or you
Controversial take, but
I guess
said what I said.
It really depends on the skill level of the actual Shanks player. If he's like if he's like a gold tier, then you might
but
just
you're
lose.
You're getting like if you are the same skill level as the Purple Enel player, you're getting hosed. Purple Enel does so much more and is aggressive so much more quickly. Shanks is slow. Very, very slow.
I mean, if you think about it, so you're talking about it would be 4-drop Shanks, you reduce the cost, following turn you're going to drop down, hopefully your 9-drop Shanks, followed by a Beckman getting rid of the dog.
Like cool. After they've already like,
and most likely you would
cards out of your hand or taking you down to 3 life. Sure,
it would probably be 1 card out of hand, most likely.
How they're swinging 9 with the dog on the first turn that it can swing.
And
you can reduce it
by 1
to, I guess, 6 for 2 cards out of hand. You counter out with 2 cards out of hand to get out of the 9K. Because you reduce it to 8 with leader effect, you discard a card to reduce it to 6 with the blocker effect, and then you either lose the blocker or you give another card out of hand to counter.
Or your 7K
minimum
lead.
2 cards. Or what?
Or your 7K lead because you just put
not on the first turn that they're swinging with dog.
Yeah, it would be.
It would be them swinging 9K into your 5K leader. You can, with 1 card in leader effect, reduce the dog to 6, and then you have to give a second card out of hand or lose the blocker. And that second card out of hand has to be a 2K because they're swinging 6K with the dog at this point.
Fair. I mean, then again, you probably wouldn't be it's not that big of a deal to actually take that first hit, honestly. Go down to 3 life. Because I mean, most leaders want to go to 3 life anyways.
Then you get swung into with a 10K leader on the next turn and a 9K dog. So you're either getting out of the dog swing with leader effect and blocker, or you're getting out of the big swing with the NL, even at a 7K leader. Or they just have multiple ohms on field, they reduce the power of the Shanks, and they keep it rested. And then it's like, yeah, sure, waste your leader effect and 1 card out of hand to reduce my dog swing, and I'm still just swinging 10s into you. Or I've got your blocker rested, and I'm swinging 14s into you. I think if the 2 players are equal level and they both see what they need, Purple and L still hoses Shanks.
Every time I watch the matchup, it looks pretty close on both sides. Because, like, it's not that hard for Shanks to keep their board clear. Like, because they do play the 6-drop law, which absolutely kind of is like basically like a better Virgo in that regard of removing it. You're not Don Midasing for the -2K. It's not really hard to remove.
So what turn are you dropping this law? On 6? Because I I thought on 6 or 7 you were dropping down your 9 cost Shanks. You're not doing both.
It depends on what their play is. If they don't have an Enel on their first time of actually having it, then you would go with the law. But still, either one's a pretty solid tempo line, honestly.
It's
but
okay. But like you have one argument and then you're like, "Oh, but they also play this law." But it's like, "Cool, drop the law down and I already have an Enel and I play another Enel." And like, "Hey, here's the thing, I can just not swing my Enel and you can't do anything about it. And I'm at 10 cards in hand while you're burning through all the cards in your hand." I maybe it's close, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Purple and L fucking hoses Shanks.
I mean,
Shanks is so slow.
like I said, maybe it literally is the pilot of the actual content creators. You never know, because like, or maybe they don't really showcase everything because, of course, one of them showed like 5 matches and they every single time they won.
Yeah,
As
those
Shanks
are
player.
people who just don't show their losses.
Yeah, I mean that could be the case.
Like almost any content creator who's trying to show off a deck is actively not showing their losses. Like I know you do your series where you just run through the whole video and you show it whether it's a win or a loss, and that's probably a more accurate representation as long as you're playing like high level ranked games, cuz like non-ranked games you will match into the weirdest shit and you can win or lose. But like realistically, you should be winning as long as you're playing a good deck. But like I know for the videos that I put out, I only until you have a crazy following behind you and you can analyze your losses so other people can learn from your losses, you're not putting out loss videos. People don't want to see 5 matches of a deck losing to another deck without commentary on how to not lose to that deck. Like I respect the fuck out of the fact that you just one shot run your videos and show whether or not it can stand up. That's fucking awesome. Like that is what more people need to do for a realistic viewpoint. But like I could take Shirahoshi and cherry pick 5 Ws, put a video together and not play against Purple Enel at all, or I high roll a Purple. That's a bad example. I don't actually know how Shirahoshi plays into Purple Enel, but like you can just cherry pick games and show that you're popping off with it, but you're also just queuing into people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Like, yeah, it's like typically, yeah, I've never really been afraid to showcase a loss, especially if the game is a good game. There's no reason to be ashamed. Like, if it's down neck and neck, like, I mean, like I've showed matches in Magic where I was like I put them down to 1 and I lost because they came back the next turn and beat me. So like,
Yeah, and like
it's you know,
things like that happen.
it happens. So I do. I mean, I guess I do cherry pick less than other people. I typically play like 5 matches, and I pick the best 3. Of
For sure, but you don't necessarily cherry pick just to make sure you're winning in every single video.
Yeah.
Like I will say, when I run games, when I record videos, I'm only posting the videos that I'm winning in because I'm only playing, like I'm only posting 1 game per video, and I'm a very small content creator. No one wants to watch me lose. And I don't have commentary for when I lose. Like unless I'm analyzing where I went like wrong in the game, I don't have commentary for when I lose. It's just like, oh, I lost. Like, could have maybe done this differently. But
Yeah.
I'm not a very analytical person. People aren't coming to my page to be like, oh, why is Purple Enel bad into Nami? Like, I at the point that I am in have to post like me beating a blue yellow Nami with Purple Enel versus just another person losing a bad matchup.
I guess it depends on what your goal was. So like, if like I've seen 2 people post 2 different videos where Shanks into Enel. One person showcased 5 matches. They won 3, lost 2. Which I feel like is a fair representation of the matchup. Like
As
3-2.
long as they're playing ranked over like 15 billion or like 1.5 billion, sure, that's a good representation.
And
But
the
kind of anything underneath that is not a very good representation, in my opinion. I'll say maybe even like a billion or more. But like as the season moves further on, even dog water players can get to a billion.
yeah,
And
so
like
like
I'm not saying that I'm insane at the game or anything. I just know that there are different levels to the people who are playing ranked. And the people who are in the top 100 are considerably better than the people who are rank 20,000.
yeah, so like I think for me like the caveat was for one, my first few videos in One Piece were pretty bad, right? So because I came in as a Magic player learning One Piece, I didn't really showcase myself as a competitive player. And two, I don't really like doing all winning list videos because if every single video mine's all winning, then the person knows that the person you're just gonna win the game in these videos. So like I like mixing it up to where like okay, well he lost there, so I can't just assume that every single matchup I showcase is going to be a win, which makes it my I feel like it makes content creators boring.
I agree to an extent. I only post games that I'm winning, but I also only pick games that have like at some point in the game complex board states or like showed off the deck incredibly well. Like all maybe I didn't win by a mile, I won by a couple inches, but I'm playing Brook and I got to triple attack. Like I'll
Mhm.
show that off because that's a really good representation of the high end of what you're trying to do with Brook.
Yeah. So other than that, I think that's. Are we give anything else you want to talk about before we get into the closing? Because I know you didn't want to take too long. We're in an hour and 20 minutes of this podcast.
I mean, I don't really have anything else to specifically mention. I just come in here and answer whatever prompts you have and give my opinions on things, whether they
I
be
am
good or bad.
I am curious. Do you think Gecko Moria is at the point where it could move up to top cuts?
No, I think it could be higher and competitive, and people will top with it, but I don't think it sits among like the Ace Lucy like category. I think those decks, like I think Moria's probably here, but I think top cuts are like here, just a smidge above. Maybe not far off, but just because it's really, really good into one of the decks in the meta, it doesn't do super crazy into Lucy. It doesn't do super crazy into Ace.
It's it's a little bit more favored into Lucy than it is P and L, but P and L is 50-50.
Which is weird because it should be higher into P&L because everything in P&L falls into like that range that Perona can stun. Whereas once Sabo starts dropping 9 cost or 7 cost 9Ks, you can't stun that.
You can't know. Imagine maybe it's because you're putting up a good fight. You already
Yeah,
kind of
maybe
went wide enough already.
it I would assume it's probably just because you've developed enough of a board that you're putting in enough swings every turn. Um
Yeah, that 1 9K is not really going to be enough.
Yeah. So like it could just be a situation where maybe Lucy is like a little slow into Gecko Moria because that is like an issue that Lucy has in general. It doesn't establish much of a board. So like I guess if Gecko Moria can play a Perona and it just stuns the Cavendish, they're fucked for a turn. Or like they're fucked for 2 turns basically because they're not getting the swing on their like 6 or their like 5 or 6 turn. Well, I guess it would have to be their 6 because they played the Cavendish on 4. So like they're not getting that swing on 6 and they're potentially also not getting that swing on 8, where they're having to also play down their body. So I guess maybe it's just like you're tempoing better than them and you're healing.
Yeah,
I would
you probably
assume.
did hit the nail on the head, right? So Perona probably stopping Cavendish swings means they're less likely to draw in and chain sabos,
Hmm.
which means you might be able to tempo them out.
Like I know Purple and L is pretty good into Lucy, but I know if you like you let them swing that Cavendish the first time and then you just keep it stunned with like Lightning Dragon, they're fucked. It's exactly that situation. They can't chain multiple 7 costs. And that's what the deck wants to do. It wants to search, like inadvertently, it wants to either search or draw into as many Sabos and Fire Fists as it can. And if it can't do that, it loses. Like, if you're not playing Fire Fist off of the Sabo, you're at a crazy disadvantage. Even if you're playing like a Bari pistol, or you're using that 4 cost event that plays out another 4 cost, like, yeah, sure, you're drawing, but you're not like controlling their board with power reduction through the next turn.
Yeah, and the other 7-drop event doesn't do anything in that regard. It
No,
just
what is
gives
the
double
other?
attack.
It's double attack and then like power boost, right?
Yep, and draw 2.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is again, drawing is really, really strong, but only if you're drawing into the right cards and you're maintaining tempo and like you're already suffering on like meaningful bodies. Because the only thing they really have is the Cavendish and then the Sabo. Everything else is like a searcher. Or you're maybe running like Bartolomeo, or isn't there a different Cavendish as well that some people run? Most people don't. Isn't there like a red Cavendish
Yes.
though?
Out of the new
It's like
set, he's a 4-drop 6K, 2K counter.
yeah,
It,
it's I think isn't it like a 4/4, but if your leader is Dressrosa, it's a 4/6
no,
or
you have to
something
have
like
4
that.
events.
4 events in trash.
Yep.
Yep. So it's like that's not a terrible card technically, in the same sense that like the 4/5 blocker Reiju is good in purple and L, but it's also not that worthwhile to run, if that makes sense. Like you would absolutely rather just play out the
Hmm.
blue Cavendish that draws you cards.
Yeah, but if you're stuck in a situation where you're playing that event, you draw 2 trash one, you don't find it. I guess I'm playing this red one. Or
Yeah,
some people play 2 copies of the hack.
the blue one.
Yes, the you catch a dawn swing, you look top 3, reveal a Dressrosa card, put it in your hand.
Yeah, that's like not a terrible card,
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Um,
but it suffers the same sort of situation where like
you
it
just
could
Perona.
also just get Perona'd or lightning dragoned after it swings once.
And what's the smaller by 1K, so it's not a 6K, it's a 5K. So it's a
Oh, is it only a 4/5?
yeah, the hack is.
Rough.
So
That's
it's easier to get
rough.
smashed into,
Yeah.
but
Also, technically easier to remove if you have multiple like ohms on field, which isn't hard to do in purple and L.
yeah, because you just swing ohm minus it, now it's a 4, and now you mess again, now it's a 2 or 3.
Yep.
So no,
Yep.
not too
Or
bad.
like you said, if they're running Thriller Bark Slop, they just drop the Perona and then they pop the Perona, so they've essentially shut down both of your like swings at that point. In the situation where you have the hack and the draw Cavendish, obviously, I mean, but like in a situation where you just have the hack, they just play the Perona and then it doesn't even like recoup the value that it got off of being played.
Yeah, and then if they do swing, you just swing right into it. Most of your
Yep,
stuff is 4/5s, anyways.
yep,
It'll probably get over it. Or burn a bunch of counter.
yep. Which, like, sure, you do have some good counter tool, but being like having half of your deck be events kind of leaves you in the same rough situation as like purple and L, where you don't have a good way to really protect your board. Like, sure, you can discard one event or stage if you have the stage on field to make something a 2K counter for anything, but the leader effect only protects the leader for discarding events or a stage. So, not very good for protecting a 5K body if that's the best thing that you were able to establish. Hypothetically.
Yeah, so that's it for this week, I think. Next week we might come back and do more spoilers from OB16.
Yeah, hopefully. Kind
Yeah,
of lacking.
it's kind of slow. They kind of trinkle in it. There is some cards, but they're not on a card Katsu yet. So I will wait till next week. Maybe they should get posted by then. Maybe he's just a
The
little slow because of Easter weekend or whatever.
the only card that I will kind of allude to at the moment is Sengoku getting another searcher. It is very close to being like hopefully consistent enough to just be a gas deck.
Yeah, people are calling him what, a looter or her a looter, because you get the trash a card.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? You search a card and then trash a card. I'm so
Hmm.
tired of Bandai doing that. Stop fucking with my card advantage, Bandai.
Yeah, so but yeah, they did it so that way it's a 2K counter, I guess, top
Oh
five.
yeah, true.
Otherwise she'd be just kind of cracked if she didn't have to trash a card if she's a 2K counter and looks top five. But honestly, people were saying that they would wish that she would just look top three for Navy because a lot of the time you don't really want to look top five because that means you're just putting four cards you might want at the bottom of your deck. So it
Yep.
makes it just kind of worse than looking top three. Where, yeah,
Doesn't it trash the cards as well?
no, you put them in the bottom.
Hmm.
You just trash one card from hand. So she's not bad. And then of course we got a crocodile, blue one as well.
Oh, that card is legitimately insane, actually.
The blocker.
Yeah, it's in buggy, it's just a free prisoner play. Because
Yeah,
like
it is
you
crossed.
have a
No.
you have a 2 cost out, you play the crocodile, you bounce the 2 cost back to play the 2 cost back out, and then because a character has left the field, you get to play a prisoner out. So it's just a 4/6 that plays a 6/6.
And I'm pretty sure we talked about already the Nami, right? On this channel.
It's a searcher, right?
Yeah,
That
for
looks
Atlanta
for
Wano.
the Wano type.
Yep. I'm pretty sure we
I
talked about that.
think we talked about it last week. I think that one had been announced already.
And then we got two more technically support for Ace. A 7 drop and it's what, an 8 drop that could be 3 less cost wise.
Yeah,
So
which we were actually talking about last week, which is very funny.
yeah. So like it is getting a little more fleshed out. We're still a little worried about that deck not having a very good assortment of you know 4 to 6 drops,
Hmm.
but we'll see. And then of course we got another Lanaguano card and Chopper, and people. I know people of course they've seen that and they're talking about that Peanut Butter Luffy. We'll talk about that next week, but that card I think honestly is just worse than Morgan, which is
Yeah,
already not playable. I don't think in the deck because like you're exchanging blocker for KO a 1 drop.
which isn't that good. Like it's good into Lucy in the sense that it can remove like the
Rebecca.
Rebecca blocker, or it can remove like an Enel body, but it's still not that good. We're so far past removing a 1 cost being cracked.
Yeah, I think we're at the point where you have to remove a 2. But
At least. Even sometimes when cards say like KO a 3 cost, I'm like, damn, we're past 3 cost being good.
the dog would like to have a word with you. I'm kidding.
No, you're right. Technically, like the dog is an insane 3 Dawn play.
I think he's the only.
Or
He might
what's
be
that?
he might be the only one of the few push 3 dot plays.
Yeah, I mean, Porsche was really crazy as well back in the day, being able to establish two bodies. Or, like, even now, Porsche into dog is really, really good. People love to hate on that shit. Um,
But I'm talking about like everything else. So like if you look at three drops, so Ace has what? I don't think he even has a very good three drop.
Technically, I think the only, like, kind of playable three cost that it has is oh no, the promo from McDonald's is a four cost, right?
Yeah, the new one that you draw two, put two to the bottom, and then catch it
Put it
on.
on your leader. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
card.
they don't. Sadly, they don't play that card.
No, it's bad. You would rather play Marco or Cavendish. So I don't think Ace even really has a good three cost at all.
Lucy don't.
Lucy has technically the Funk Brothers, but I have recently learned that you have to have both of them on field to give Bobby Funk the boost. I
Yeah,
thought he just got a boost if your leader was Dressrosa. Infinitely worse. So bad.
yeah. Their best, I guess, the best one, of course, is Rebecca. Rebecca actually has a
With the
legit target.
Kyros, yeah.
Yeah,
But
Kiros, and you also have the Luffy, which is pretty okay.
the Kyros is kind of crazy because if you play something to like to KO the Kyros, it just goes back to their hand. So it's like,
And then
eh,
like Nami, like two
doesn't
drop
even.
girl's good, but they don't really have any threes.
No, exactly. Like they have their best three Dawn play is just their two Dawn play and then swinging 7K.
And does
I
Luffy
don't think Bell Luffy has a three Dawn play, at least not one that they use.
and
Um,
Rickering Luffy, like they have Usopp as a four, Sanji's a five. Like
Nami's a four, even though you would never play it on four unless you're like hurting.
honestly, like does any deck anymore even have threes?
I think it's really specifically just Rebecca.
And Roger
Yeah, Roger has
has
like
Bullet,
Douglas Bullet.
which is an okay hit. But like Thriller Bark, there's only Absalom.
Yep.
Um, Hancock has one, I think.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Rewind. Gecko Moria has Sindri as well. The worst three costs that you could play, but it's a blocker.
Yeah, I guess like, they are playing Ryuma now, so Ryuma
Oh
also is
yeah,
a
that
hit.
card's not terrible.
But like this one does have one, right? Grape Luffy has the Nico Robin. So
True.
I guess technically Nico Robin also counts for Luffy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But you can't really remove her because she just rested Dawn. So
I've seen some people also running the anti-removal, the Luffy, or it's anti-KO, I think.
yeah, into KO. Because I'm actually trying. I get think I bought my second one of him. At some point, I do want to assemble a playset of him, just in case I want to play Grape Luffy. I don't know. But yeah, so like it does feel like threes are just kind of getting like pushed out of the game. Like there's not really like a good three drop curve.
So many decks are just very centered around going second. It is kind of the optimal play to go second just because you get the extra card in hand and your opponent swings into you, so you essentially get a second draw as well. So like just from a card advantage standpoint, going second is better, but like Rebecca, I guess, is a deck that really wants to go first. um I
Dofi
don't.
doesn't care.
Yeah, Dofi doesn't care that much because it just like ramps kind of quickly.
It's a very defensive leader, and it doesn't care that if it has to go on your three Dawn turn, you just play Sugar, use the ability, and play a down a
Yep, like a Monet or
Well, not a
Virgo.
Monet. I'm thinking of Dellinger, which is like the best one drop in
Oh
the
yeah,
deck.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like,
Dellinger is so good.
so I guess the only time that it doesn't that the only decks that are really good on, I guess, going first are decks that have 12 searchers. So
I guess like technically Rosinante is good going first because they just cheat out the four cost early. Like, but that's hyper specific.
yeah, So I guess that is something to think about. Like, you're right. Most decks are not geared towards going second, except for purple decks, right? Uh,
Yeah, purple decks tend to want to go first because their identity is generally like getting to 10 fast. So even though it's like more consistent to only have to ramp 2 times, they want to go first to try ramping 3 times. It's just like where getting to 10 puts you. Like going second and ramping twice, you're getting to 10 at the same turn, but it's at the end of the turn. Whereas if you go first and you ramp 3 times, you're getting to 10 at the beginning of your turn, if that makes sense.
yeah, and like, I mean, I don't think none of these three really care about going second. Up
No,
Luffy
not
doesn't.
really at all. Luffy, purple Luffy, you want to go first. That way, on 3 Dawn, you can go to 4.
And
Uh,
use Bon Clay.
yep, Bon Clay, or it's mostly Bon Clay to ramp to 5, or even just a 4 cost Zoro Juro to search something out isn't bad. Purple Luffy or blue purple Luffy wants to drop down the Zoro Juro on 3 if they can. But if they're forced to go second, they just drop the Bon Clay, which is also not bad. And then like Roger wants to drop the Bullet on 3, but they also sometimes still have Bon Clay for 4 Dawn plays.
Well, they typically they want to go on their second turn, go buggy or the event, right?
Oh
Uh,
yeah, because they have to put the Dawn
on
on the
lead.
leader. Yeah,
Yeah, which is it is what it is.
it
Um,
kind of sets your plays back a smidge, but it'd probably be insane if it didn't.
yeah, because originally I was thinking about Linlin, and I was like, wait a minute, she can't help us go from 7 to 10 the following turn because, well, she's a drop now thanks to the leader ability.
Oh yeah, because you have to have that extra Dawn.
Yeah,
True.
so there's no advantage of playing her on your 8 Dawn turn because you still have one more turn before you can even hit
Yep.
that. You would have to be at 9 Dawn
Yep.
playing her for 7 to get to 10 and immediately become a 7K. So like she's just not useful. So
Yeah, and at that point you could probably just play the 8 cost Rayleigh and put yourself to 10 Dawn at the end of the turn, but you still established a 9K body.
yeah, so because I'm intrigued to see how everything pays out this week. I want to be doing more testing on the channel. So if you're interested, come back from my streams, closing stuff. Like I'm gonna try out 4 copies of God Thread in Roger, see how it does, and I'm gonna try out of course Gecko Mori this week as my targets. And I'm gonna have to play all the new leaders again for my channel personally. What are you doing this week?
Hoping that the sim is back up because low-key I hate Project Raftail. That hate is a very strong word. I'm appreciative of it, but I don't like the user interface that much. I'm playing Purple and L though. I'm pretty locked in. I kind of one of my homies pulled an Anel manga, and I maybe worked out a financed deal through him. So I'm like locked in on Purple and L right now
That's not too bad.
because
Getting
I
manga.
overspent on the deck. LOL.
I mean, did you? I mean, technically, did you overspend on the deck? Because the deck is still increasing in value. So
I mean,
if you bought him right out of the gate, I mean, you probably actually got a steal because
I'd
he's at $55 a copy.
Oh
So
no, I mean the manga specifically. I didn't
oh,
I paid like $30 for my secret rares. What is the Enel manga going for at the moment?
probably a
This is
lot.
rhetorical. I'm looking it up.
It's probably quite a bit because I mean,
Hopefully it's up.
it's just a strong card. Like, why wouldn't you want to?
Ooh, it's not up right now. It's not up. It's not up. I'm just off of the value of this Enel manga, I'm down like $200. But it's fine. I'm not gonna resell it. I'm gonna win some like regionals, and then I'm just gonna trade him like a top 64 boa to pay it off. So it's Gucci, it's whatever.
Yeah, he's like 1100 right now.
Yeah, I think we valued him at like 1350, and then we did like I think 80% of that, maybe 90% of it because he was financing it for me. Um which like was a poor financial decision on my end, but my life is LOL trash, so I spend money on cardboard to make myself happy.
Well, I'm actually happy I sold my Sabo when I did. My SP when I first pulled it.
Yeah, that's probably down
It's
a
down to
smidge.
200 bucks.
Oof. I'm pretty happy that I sold my Sabo when I did as well. I pulled the four cost SP and sold it for like 300. So,
Yeah, now that's down to 160.
yeah. Yeah. So I did sell it like last week during pre-release, but even when I sold it, there were like eBay listings for 350 and the dude gave me I want to say like 280 cash, which is like a very good percentage for a pre-release card that was already dropping in price.
Not too bad.
But overall, you had some kind of nutty pulls from your 15 boxes and stuff.
Yeah,
It seemed
I
like
still have I still have an all art for the Luffy leader. So, and I still have two Borsalinos that I'm trying to offload at some point. I posted in my Discord for my locals, like if anybody wants to trade them for secret Enels, you're welcome to. Because I figured I might as well be the sellout and buy into Enel
like
in
you
case,
mean two Borsalinos for one secret NL, unfortunately.
or one leader for Enel. The all art, he's like 75.
The Luffy.
Yeah,
Nice. I opened like over 80 packs between like boxes and the Winna box that I went to. I pulled one Borsalino and zero of the four cost Zoro.
I was looking at, but then again, the four cost Zoro is kind of tanking in price right now.
It's still like
Same,
$5.
and the three cost, the eight cost Nami is tanking too. Like,
I mean, also still like $3. I don't know comparatively like what you thought that Nami was going to be at.
I wasn't.
Neither of those were ever going to be very expensive.
Well, at the time, I'm to me it wouldn't have mattered anyways because I didn't really want the 10 drop secret Luffy, and I didn't really care for. I traded him a Bell Luffy, regular, for three Enels, three Zoros, and a couple of wipers. So I was like, I'm actually going
Wait,
to.
what?
Yeah, I know. It's
Wait, for what an L? What an L did you trade that Bell Luffy for? Or was it the 10 cost secret that you traded?
I traded the Bell Luffy and um the 10 drop secret Luffy, the yellow one.
For which NL? The secret or the SR?
No. I got three Namis, three Zoros, and then I got two Wipers.
Oh, I thought you said you also got NLs.
No, I
That's
pulled one Enel.
that's kind of a rough trade on your end.
It's fine. I had no intention of playing them at the time. It was actually dead even at the price value if you get the inflated price, so it was fair at the time. But I mean, the cards are going to tank, except for it's fine. I'm actually going to play all those cards, so I'm not really complaining. So
I'm honestly really surprised that Secret NL went up $12 today.
yeah, it's going to.
Absolutely absurd.
I figured it's going to be the next Bon Clay.
Category. Say Bon Clay.
Yeah,
Maybe. I guess. Yeah, that's a good representation.
I mean he's the defining deck. So, and he's a secret rare. I don't think Katakuri was not a secret rare, was he?
Yes.
He was.
ACOS Katakuri is the yellow ACOS Katakuri is the secret rare.
Okay, I can't remember if he was a super rare or if he was a secret. So I guess they're both about the same.
It was also like the first most expensive base rare card we ever had in the game. Since it came out so much before Bon Clay. Also, Bon Clay didn't hit like $70, $80 for a while.
Yeah, and they get topped out like 100 and then dropped for some
I
strange reason.
sold, I want to say two of the alt art Bonclays for like $350, like a month before the reprint came out. I was like, oh, they're gonna give us more alt arts of Bon Clay. I'll just buy the other alt arts. So I sold my two alt arts for like 350, and then I think I sold my two base arts for like 75 a piece, which was insane. It's just weird that post release weekend NL cards are going up in value. Usually the trend is that things like tank a little bit and then
Yeah.
they start to regain value. But I literally like someone asked me because I have like three secret rare NLs extra right now. Someone asked me how much I needed for them, and I told them like two for $75. And then like 2 hours ago, an hour before the podcast, before we started recording it, someone asked me and I went and looked it up and they were like $56 a piece, which is crazy.
Yeah, I only have one of them, so I can't really get used to building that deck yet.
I I made sure I had it so I could play it immediately.
Yeah, like that was
It's
like those
crazy.
weird situations I should have known, like buying them at pre once they went live at their starting point was probably the best time to buy that card because it was gonna skyrocket. Um,
I'm very happy that I was able to work out deals for like $30 on the like non-manga copies. Cuz I only have one manga and then the rest of them are like base copies, but I think I traded for one and then I paid like $30 each for the other two because they were like $40 or something like that at the time. So it wasn't even a bad deal, but like now looking at it, they're almost twice as expensive as when I bought them, which is insane. Like I know how card prices work. I know that it would happen with it being the most prevalent deck in the format, but it's still absolutely bonkers to me.
darn, I totally missed the scalper thing I could have done. As soon as they were $30 on pre-sale, I should have bought all of them out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I'm
that's what
kidding,
I
of
did
course.
with
I would never do that to the community, but
that's what I did with Kumas, but like not to scalp them. I saw that Kumas got to like $25 a piece or something like that pre-release or like release weekend or whatever. And I just like found someone on Facebook or I made a post on Facebook and I was like, yo, looking for Kumas, $20 a piece, all pay shipping. I ended up paying like $93 for a playset of six cost Kumas, which was good at the time. I think that's good now, even.
I
That's still less than what they're going for at the moment for a playset.
I think they're still around 30 something, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they were maybe at like 28 in the last couple of days, but that doesn't mean they didn't go back up in price. All it takes is like one listing being $28 and then someone buying it and the price goes back up. Like that's what happened with the Purple and L secrets. Earlier there was like a listing for $44 and then a listing for $45. And they probably didn't even have full play sets. It was like individual copies of the card. So
Yeah, so right now it's like 32 marketplace, but people are selling it for 28.
the Kuma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's still
Pretty high.
$5 more per copy than I paid pre-release, which is crazy.
And I think now it's power corrupt. Um,
Kind of, yeah.
kind of by a 7 drop version of Kuma. Eh,
Kind of.
kind of.
Depending on the deck you're running, kind of. Like I
But
don't think the 7 cost is better in ST29, but I do
yeah,
kind of think the 7 cost is better in like an L.
it's better in most yellow decks that don't have a bunch of tanky life
Yeah.
it's like ST29 Luffy. So
It's
like
so like ST29 is so weird because like the actual effect of the leader requires you to be at 2 life, and then a bunch of cards came out that also interact with you being at 2 life. But when you sit down to a game, you should realistically know the number of turns that the game could potentially go to. And like, you're not planning out to be healing on your 7 Dawn turn with a 7 cost Kuma. There's almost no reason that you should be at 2 life on your 7 Dawn turn in starter deck 29.
Unless you're just taking every single hit just to
And even
accumulate.
then, your opponent has to be hyper aggressive. You would have had to have eaten through 4 life at that point by like turn 3, turn 4. It can happen, but
That P&L matchup, man.
I guess so. I guess so.
But I think that's going to be it for this week. We were trying to target a small one podcast, but this is a 2-hour podcast again. What happens? It happens when you have people that just like to talk. I think we have good symmetry.
Very opinionated chuds. It's me. I'm the opinionated chud. I talk a lot, even when my throat hurts a bunch. But I do think we have like good chemistry on the podcast, and I have a blast like joining in every week.
Yeah. We just need to find a more consistent third member potentially at some point.
Yeah, hopefully it's like Preach. I love having him on the podcast as well, but it was Easter and he did get drunk with his dad, I think he said.
Yes. He's a little bit of a comedian. He's a nice guy.
Must be nice to have a dad.
Okay, now we just got awkward. Now, next week, podcast, we'll be talking about the ins and outs of favorite anime villain's dad. I'm kidding, of course.
I haven't seen him since I was like 4.
Well, it's gonna be a very small podcast next week. To subscribe and hit that like button and tune in for that small conversation because that's all we're gonna talk about. I'm kidding. Hopefully, we'll have some spoilers. Until then,
hopefully more spoilers would be tight.
Until then, peace.